Well, you can wholesale, you can do novations, you can, do buy, rehab, rent, refinanced. There's, buy and holds. There's so many different options, but also like with subject to or creative finance, you can get into a property, zero down, zero interest, making payments to the seller, but you've rent out the property. So you're creating cash flow for you, but you're coming no money out of pocket. You're not going to a bank. You're not doing down payments. You're not ruining your credit.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil. Today, I'm joined by someone that I've been looking forward to chatting with, James DeHart, who's been making serious moves in the real estate investing and creative financing space. So excited to have you here today, James.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our listeners are going to take a lot away from how you're working on structuring deals and providing solutions for people that are looking to invest. So yeah, let's dive into all of that.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So first off, for people who are not familiar with you and your world, can you give the short version of what your main focus is?
Well, I'm the founder of the DeHeart Investment Group based in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We specialize in creative finance and acquisitions. So we do a lot of wholesaling, but right now our main focus is acquisitions and structuring of creative deals, mainly subject to we'll do wraps, lease options, things like that, but mainly just focusing on trying to acquire multifamily and help rebuild and revitalize our communities.
Awesome. And are you only operating in the Tennessee market, or are you operating in other states nationwide?
We do operate in other states. We operate in Georgia, New York, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. Those are just some of the main markets that we work in.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love for you to expand on these creative solutions that you work on. Like, what does that look like?
Well, a lot of times we find homes on the market that have been on the MLS way too long and are having trouble selling. And usually it's because sometimes the prices are too high or there's issues that they don't want to fix and things like that.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And so a lot of times we come in to be able to give the seller another option rather than just a cash sell. We find opportunities to be able to, one, present them cash flow and the ability to be able to move out and find another home without ruining their credit or having to take another loan or things like that. We structure deals so we would be able to take in the property, be able to move in a tenant and cash flow while also helping the seller keep their credit and everything.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Yeah, sounds like you guys are really doing some good work and finding solutions for people to get those investments that they're looking for. What is like the key to keeping this business running smoothly?
I would definitely say just consistency, constantly following up on seller leads and following up with realtors. We get a lot of our leads from realtors just needing to move properties or trying to help the seller move on from a property. A lot of times, we'll come in, we'll take over, and we'll help, we'll pay the commissions. And, so realtors like to send us their leads whenever there is possible. But I would say definitely just consistency, showing up every day, making those phone calls, and just, networking, getting out there, meeting people, going to the meetups, going to coffee shops, passing your card out, things like that. Just get out there, make a name for yourself, and just be consistent and follow up.
Yeah, totally. That stuff is so important, especially the networking when it comes to growing your network and creating those new relationships. What are some things that have made a big difference for you?
I would definitely say, I guess you could say I used to not really be a very social person before I got into real estate. I was more of a keep your head down and work and push kind of person. But having to force myself out of that shell and get out there and actually network has been really, big change for me, but also in a positive way. Just being able to get out there and talk to people about different scenarios or different options that they may have, letting them know that they're not just stuck, waiting on a realtor or waiting on somebody to come and buy their house off on the market. There's a lot of options, a lot of ways to make money in this industry. And it's not just, buying a house, selling a house. There's so many different ways to make money. And we try to make it so it's available for everybody. So I try to network and get out as much as possible in different groups and different cities and different areas to talk to people just to, get not only my brand out, but the knowledge that would be able to help people grow not only in their business, but in life, period.
Yeah, you were mentioning there's like other ways to make money, not just in like the typical ways that people think. Can you expand on what that means and what that looks like?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Well, you can wholesale, you can do novations, you can, do buy, rehab, rent, refinanced. There's, buy and holds. There's so many different options, but also like with subject to or creative finance, you can get into a property, zero down, zero interest, making payments to the seller, but you've rent out the property. So you're creating cash flow for you, but you're coming no money out of pocket. You're not going to a bank. You're not doing down payments. You're not ruining your credit. You don't have to, go out and pay all your credit card debt and not worry about buying a new car because I have to get this mortgage. Like, there's so many different opportunities throughout real estate. You can pick up and and do lease options where you get a big down payment, then you're making passive income throughout the next 3 years, and then the buyer decides to either, move on or buy the property. You still have, the down payment plus all the passive income. And if they decide to move on, then you can pretty much rinse and repeat, and because the down payment would be non-refundable, then you put it back out there, lease to own. You receive another down payment for it, say 30,000 plus the rent for the next 3 years, but they actually decide to buy it. So now, you're gaining more money on top of the property actual value.
Yeah, I love that. That's a unique way to look at things and definitely not something that most people are aware of. So thank you for sharing that. So let me ask you this. What are you like most focused on solving or scaling next in your business?
Right now, I'm mostly focused on acquiring. I would really like to acquire multifamily. I'm looking at a 25 unit uh, townhome complex currently. It's a new build, and it really has great potential. And I can see it being a massive cash flow. But the thing is, the sell or the developer is actually having trouble moving the property, just because of the interest rates. They're not able to sell each one individually, and the way the current market is in Chattanooga, not a lot of townhomes are being sold. So if I were to able to pick that up, with 10% down, interest only payments to the seller. Um, and be able to secure the balloon for a 5 year period, then I would be able to create not only passive income, but I would be able to take care of the seller's needs to be able to clear inventory, be able to add positive cash flow to their books also, um, and be able to open up opportunities from them to be able to move on without having to pay realtor fees on 25 units, without having to pay holding fees and everything else. So it really helps the seller more than anything. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm actually building a real estate fund to be able to finance that and be able to give accredited investors the opportunity to grow passive income through this deal also. Obviously, on the back end, over the next few years, I'm not personally not going to see a lot of money out of it, but I see this as a long-term play. I'm not looking for the quick buck on that. I'm looking 10, 15, 20 years down the road, when my kids are older and they're able to get into the business, I want them to be able to scale and keep things going. With this fund, I focus on 8% annual returns and with a 15 to 20% annual profit, which would make great passive income or passive returns for any accredited investor that wanted to get in.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's an exciting and big opportunity. And it's good to look at things for that long term vision versus, yeah, like those little short term wins that some people are trying to focus on. So, what are some of like the tools or strategies that you support people with when it comes to Because I know you mentioned you provide like solutions for people that want to avoid using like the banks. So like what are some of like those differences between like the banks and what you can provide that you support people with?
Well, pretty much people can come to me and be like, hey, I'm looking for a property under seller financing or some type of creative financing where they would be able to get in with a low down payment. And this way, they're able to get into a property. Like a lot of times, most properties that we look for sub two, they're tax delinquent or they're behind on mortgage payments and they want to get out of a property before, it damages their credit or they lose everything. So we'll come in and we'll take over those payments and catch up the arrears and things like that, and to where it's more interesting for somebody to just come in to take over the payment. We'll assign that contract over to the new family or something like that. This way they're able to to take over the property, with a low down payment and the low interest rates versus going to a bank and fighting, and to get 6% interest at the current market. They'll be able to get into properties with 2-3% interest rates and things like that, and not have to worry about coming to the table with 20%. We can a lot of times negotiate properties with zero down or just a small 5%, 10% down, and which makes it more affordable for everyday people to be able to get into properties and secure properties. And then, later down the road, they can refinance and do what's needed. But it's mostly about helping other people. I mean, there's a lot of professional people out there that, by the end of the year, they claim zero. They claim that they bring no money in. So it's hard for them to get mortgages also. So with seller financing, creative financing, you're able to open up opportunities for people to get into properties without traditional lending and traditional banks.
Yeah, that's so important and really allows more flexibility. I love that. Are there any like criteria for the type of people that you work with?
Honestly, I don't have a criteria as long as they're able to meet the down payment guidelines and have the income and the ability to pay. Because that's the main thing is making sure that the sellers are getting their payments. So we structure the deal to mix X amount of payments. Obviously, the seller's going to take over the property, but we structure it to where if they're going to miss the payment, I'm going to turn around, make the payment, and then you're going to be paying. They're going to pay me because now I'm taking back over the property because I don't want the seller to default. I don't want the seller to have to worry about, oh, now I have to figure out what's going on with this property. I have to sell it. I have to do this. I will come back in and take ownership and be like, we have to structure this a different way or find new tenants or figure something out to where they're able to be able to make the payments. I don't want anyone on the streets. I don't want to hurt people. I want people to, be able to live comfortably and happy and not have to worry about where they're going to sleep at night.
Yeah, absolutely. That's important is for people to have that like safety and security and just those needs met and to have support through that. So, are there any other like services that you're offering within your business besides like the financing?
Well, we do offer wholesale services. I mean, obvious, mainly for investors. If they're looking for deals, they're looking for properties. We find properties for investors all the time. We get leads in daily, and we move quite a bit of wholesale leads. So there's opportunities there if anyone's looking or needs a deal. Just give me a shout. But other than that, it's Mainly just wholesaling and creative acquisitions that we focus on. We do some boots on the ground services in cities like Atlanta, Nashville, Knoxville, Birmingham, just because Chattanooga's a hub and it's easy to get around. We do services like that for national investors, people who may be in California looking at a deal in Atlanta. We'll go snap some photos or walk the property, do whatever we need to do to help them out also. So if anyone needs boots on the ground, we're here for that.
Awesome. So before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, collaborate, where can people find you?
We are on Instagram and on Facebook at the DeHeart Investment Group. Also, I'm on Facebook under James DeHart, or you can reach me at the DeHart Investment Group at outlook.com. That's my email. We're currently rebuilding our website, so the personal company emails are currently down, but we should have that up in another week or so.
Perfect. Well, listen, I really appreciate your time, your story, your perspective. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. And for those tuning into the show, if you got value from this, make sure that you've subscribed. We have more conversations with operators just like James that are building real businesses. And we'll see you all on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.